Hi everyone, welcome to or back to my channel where I will crochet it forward in this video by showing you how to make this adorable dog poncho. Now my dog hates dog clothing. Like it doesn't matter what I buy her or make her. She spends her whole day getting out of it. And I'll tell you what, I don't care how snug it is on her, she will find a way out of it. But she does like this dog poncho, so I think it's because she's able to move her front legs more easily. So yeah, I'm just going to share this and I just want to show you for the purpose of the video, I'm not going to crochet the black. What I'm going to do is add a darker blue color after this turquoise to eliminate the gray, and then do the neck portion as well as the poncho portion in gray so that you'll be able to see it better in the video. So let's get started. Alright, so as far as the yarn, I've used scrap yarn. Most of it is worsted weight number 4, maybe a couple different brands or a handful of different brands. You will need a tape measure, and what you're going to have to do is measure around your dog's neck and measure so that you're able to put 2 of your fingers in there comfortably. You don't want the neck portion too tight. You're going to need some scissors, and for this video I am using a 5.50 millimeter tulip crochet hook, and it's also a 9. You won't need a sewing needle because we are going to sew the ends as we go. The colors you're going to need are standard rainbow. It's going to be red, orange, yellow, green, turquoise, purple, pink, gray, and indigo or a dark blue. You won't need the black unless you're going to use black, but I'm going to use, like I said, gray. So my dog's neck measured 7 inches, so I made enough chains that equal the 7 inches from the very end over here to there, and it comes out to 36. So you go ahead and do that, and the next thing we're going to do is slip stitch to join, and make sure that your chain is not twisted. I'm just going to slip to the beginning chain. Okay, so we're going to do the neck first. And the first thing we're going to do is go right back into that chain, and like I said, we're going to work in our ends as we go, and we're going to make an alternative chain 2 for our first double crochet, and that's going to be going into that same stitch that you slip stitch in and make a single crochet, and then you want to make a single crochet in the front loop. So the single crochet has 2 loops right here. We're only going to go in this one. So alternative chain 2 has 2 single crochets, with the second one only going into that front left loop. So that is our first single crochet, or double crochet, I'm sorry. Considered our first double crochet, and then just make a double in each of the rest of your chains. And again, we're working in that tail, so we don't have to sew anything in the end. And I'm so serious about that, because sometimes I like sewing in ends and sometimes I can't stand it. So I'm trying to simplify the video. So go ahead, and I'm not going to worry about stitch count right now, because each dog is going to measure differently. So as long as you're following the video, it's going to work out for your dog. So go ahead and make a double crochet in every stitch all the way around. I just finished my last double crochet. I'm going to slip stitch to the second. You have that first single crochet, and the second one is the top one. Make sure you're going through both of those loops. Remember, that's the alternative chain 2. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is yarn split. I think I got it. Is do front post and back post double crochets. And I know to some of you that might be a turn off and I don't blame you, because I didn't want to learn it for years either, but I really wanted to learn one year to do ribbing on my hats, and I just forced myself to learn. But I do want to share one of the things that are really confusing. So for every first stitch, we're going to go ahead and make that alternative chain 2. We're just going to make a single crochet and then that single crochet. So that's always going to be our first stitch. The next stitch is going to be a front loop, and the reason it's front, and which was confusing to me, is we're putting our crochet hook underneath the post, but I had to get in my head that the post is sticking out in front, so that's why they call it the front post double crochet. And then you just pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. The next one, we're going to yarn over, and then it's a back post. Again, confusing to me because the hook is in front of the post, but we're actually pushing the post back. So that is why they call it a back post. So if you can get that like trained in your mind, then you'll catch on like super duper quick, because I know I did. So we're just alternating, doing a front, a back, a front. It's just a regular double crochet. It's awkward at first. Again, we're pushing that back, pulling up our loop. That was the back one. This is the front one. And you can control the speed of the video under your settings, in case you want to see that slow down. So I'm going to go ahead and continue alternating the front post and the back post so we can have a ribbed neck collar, kind of like a turtleneck. So go ahead and just alternate, go all the way around, and I will meet you right here. So I'm at the end of the round, and you should finish with the opposite of what you started with. So we started with a front, we should end with a back. Front post double crochet, back post double crochet, and then again we are going to single crochet 1, 2, top of that, slip stitch into the top of the second single crochet, and then we're just going to do the same single crochet in the same stitch, the alternative chain 2, and then single crochet in that front right. So you'll always know where to stop. So for the next 2 rounds, you're going to duplicate or copy this round, this second round. So wherever you put a front post, you're going to put a front post. Double crochet wherever you put a back post, you're going to put a back post. Super easy. I know some ribbed collars call for alternating, but not for this. We're just going to go ahead and do exactly what we're doing. Now, if you want to have a collar that folds like a turtleneck, by all means make this bigger or add more rows. For this one, I believe I did 3 rows. Yep, 3 rows total. I'm going to do 4. I was still able to fold that on my fancy, but it's just up to you if you want more of a turtleneck look. I'm going to do this a little longer. I want to save a smaller sweater for her for when she gets done getting groomed. In the thumbnail picture, her hair is very long. In fact, she's due for another haircut here in about 10 days. So go ahead and make a minimum of 3 rows of these front posts, back post double crochets. And if you're looking for a turtleneck look where you can fold it down, I would say go up to 5 rows. So go ahead and finish that up, and I will meet you back. Alright, so I just finished my 5th row. I'm going to go ahead and slip to join. I just want to make mention, I'm going to chain 1 and we can fasten off. However many chains you started with, you want to have either that amount or less 1 or 2, or an increase of 1 or 2. Like I started with 36, I believe, and I have 35. So if you're in that area, you should be fine. I just want to show you the difference real quick on the sizes. So I went two more rows. I did 3 there, and there's 5. That way I can roll it down and it'll be a little more comfortable. So the next color we're going to grab is our red. And make a slip knot however you like. And again, you don't have to do this pattern in the rainbow colors that I'm doing. You can do it in variegated, you can do it in alternating. It's totally up to you. But you will need to follow the increase on for this pattern. So we're always going to do the first row of our color change regular half double crochets, and then the second row is going to be our increase row for every color, if that makes sense. So what we want to do is go ahead and slip to join in that first stitch, and I have both of my tails I'm going to work in, and in that same stitch I'm going to yarn over and make a half double crochet. Okay, and then again a half double crochet, yarn over, go into your next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all of them. So go ahead and make 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around, pulling your tails as you go and working them in. So we're not going to sew in any ends, and I will meet you at the end of this round. This round is just nothing but half double crochets in each stitch. So go ahead and finish, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I'm just finishing up this round, and I've already half double crocheted in my last stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and slip to join at the first half double crochet, and then in that same stitch I'm going to make another half double crochet. So our second row, remember I said our second row is always going to be an increase row. So for this first increase row with our red yarn, we're going to increase every, double checking here, 6th stitch. So and then we're going to, once you do your increase, you're going to start your stitch count all over again, and I'll show you. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here's our 6th stitch. So we're going to put 2 half double crochets in there, and then we're going to start our count all over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then our 6th stitch we will increase. And that's how we do the pattern. Every time you do an increase, you start your stitch count all over again. So go ahead and finish this round increasing or making 2 half double crochets in every 6th stitch, and I will meet you back. Alright, so I have just finished. I'm on number 4 on my stitch count, and I just want to mention it doesn't matter what number you're on your stitch count for your increase row. You just always finish that row. So I finished on a 5 right before the 6th stitch, and it's okay. I'm still going to go ahead and slip stitch to the first half double crochet, chain 1, and change my color. And then you want to pull that down to secure it. Grab your next color, which is orange, and then you're going to always fasten on with the slip stitch in that same stitch. And I find if you hold the tail sometimes, the slip stitch, well, figures. Well, I'm trying to tell you, it's not working. If you hold the tail sometimes, the slip stitch will go in smoother. So after you slip, this first round is going to be regular half double crochets. 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. And remember, we're working in our ends, so we have no ends to sew in at the end. So go ahead and do or finish 1/2 double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I will meet you back here. Alright, I just finished my first row of my orange color of regular 1/2 double crochets, 1 in each stitch. Now, and I slipped a join. I'm going to go back in, make a 1/2 double crochet, and this next row I'm going to increase in every 8th stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in every 8th stitch you're going to make an increase of 2 double crochets, 1/2 double crochets, and then start your stitch count over. 1, 2, all the way to 8, and then make 2 to 7, and in the 8th make 2, and that's the repeat for the whole round. Increase of 2 1/2 double crochets in every 8th stitch, and I will meet you back. After your orange row, you want to slip to join and fasten off, and grab your yellow and slip stitch, and in that same stitch make a 1/2 double crochet. And for your yellow row, the first row is 1/2 double crochet all the way across, or all the way around, and we're working in both strands because we will not be sewing in any ends for this pattern. 1 1/2 double crochet for your first yellow row all the way around, and I will meet you back. After you have completed your first row in your new color, yellow, of 1 1/2 double crochet in each stitch, you will want to increase your second row in yellow every 10th stitch. So a 1/2 double crochet in the first 9, and then the 10th 2 1/2 double crochets or an increase, and then start your stitch count over, and then repeat that count and increase all the way to the end of the round, and I will meet you back. After you have completed your second round in yellow, which is your increase round, slip to join and then attach with your green yarn, and your first row is going to be 1 1/2 double crochet in each stitch for your green color, and then remember we are going to work in our ends. So go ahead and finish that first round, and I will meet you at the end of the round. After you have completed your first row in green of 1 1/2 double crochet in each stitch, slip in each stitch, slip stitch to join to the first 1/2 double crochet. Whoa, that's a tongue twister. And again, in that same stitch, we want to go ahead and make our first 1/2 double crochet for row 2 in our green color, which is always going to be the increase row, and we will be increasing every 12th, 1 2 every 12th stitch, and then start your stitch count over and just repeat until the end of the row. And going forward, I'm just gonna briefly tell you which stitch to increase in for each new color and the second row of the new color. So go ahead and do that. Again, increase in every 12th stitch all the way around, and I will meet you back. Once you have finished your second row in green, the increase row in every 12th stitch, go ahead and slip stitch to join, and then attach your blue 1/2 double crochet in that first same stitch, and the first row is always going to be 1 1/2 double crochet, just a regular row in each stitch, working in our tails. Be sure you're working in our tails. So go ahead and 1/2 double crochet 1 in each stitch, working in your ends, and I will meet you at the end of this first turquoise round. Alright, after you have finished your first row in turquoise, just a regular half double crochet row, the increase for the second row is going to be every 14th stitch. So I just slipped to join, and I'm going to go in that same stitch and make my first, oops, yarn coming apart there. I am going to go back into that same stitch and make my first half double crochet. So go ahead and make 13 double crochets in your 14th stitch, make an increase, or 2 double crochets, start your stitch count over, and in every 14th stitch make 2 double crochets for an increase all the way around. Oops, and I will meet you back. Alright, so your sweater should be looking a little like this right now. I changed my mind. Instead of going with the navy blue right here, I think I'm going to go with this royal blue or indigo. I just think it'll look better. But do whatever color works for you. This color sequence is totally crocheter's choice. So I'm going to go ahead and make, we're going to slip stitch to join. Try that again. Grab both of those loops in that same stitch, make our first half double crochet, and then as the pattern calls for, your first row in every color change is going to be 1 half double crochet all the way around, and I will meet you back. Okay, so for this indigo or royal blue, as well as your purple, which is your next color, and your pink, which is your last color, the increase on your second row for each one is going to be every 16th stitch. So your first row, which we just completed in this royal blue or indigo, is 1 half double crochet in each stitch. The second row is going to be an increase in every 16th stitch. Then we're going to attach our purple, do 1 whole row of 1 half double crochet in each stitch. The second row is going to be an increase in every 16th stitch, and then we're going to attach our pink, make 1 row of 1 half double crochet in each stitch, and then for your second row the increase is going to be in every 16th stitch. So I think you get the gist of everything. Go ahead and finish these next colors, and I will meet you back so I can show you how I made this really cute fringe, which you can do any border. But I did want to suggest every couple rows to put your dog sweater on your dog to see where you're at. You might have to adjust if it's a smaller dog than my dog. My dog is part Shih Tzu and Pomeranian, and she's about 7 pounds. She's very small. But you might have to go down a crochet size or even go up if your dog is more heavier than 7 pounds. So just play with it and then play it by ear. You might not be able to fit all the colors. You might just need 1 in each row. I'm not sure, but definitely put it on your dog and fit it on there to see where you're at with the pattern. So go ahead and finish the rest of these colors, and I will meet you back. All right, I have finished up the indigo, the purple, and the pink rows. And now what I want to do is show you how we're going to take care of this last end. And all that is taking your crochet hook and working in, actually I have a smaller one here, working in and out each stitch at the end, just like that. I normally don't do this. You just sew it in, but you will see that we are going to make fringes. Now you can put any boarding you want on here, border. I'm just going to go ahead and put in the fringes like I worked in the video, like I showed you with this one right here. I think that looks super cute, and it's certainly poncho characteristics there. So what I did is I cut a little piece of cardboard. This measures 3.5 centimeters or 1.1 inch. And then all I did was take my gray yarn, because I'm going to use the fringes for what the collar is, and then just put it like this, hang on to the strand, the beginning of the strand with my thumb and then my index finger, and then just wrap around for as many times as you want. And this is going to take a lot. Probably should have had. Anyway, you want to stop right there at the end, because this is the ends that we're cutting. Take your scissors. Oops, got to cut that. Okay. So you have all these little fringes. And I think I did it like this. So you want to fold them evenly. And then I started right here. You're just going to go in the top of the stitch. Make sure I'm in the frame. Pull your yarn up, wrap around, and then pull it through. And after that, you want to just tie it to secure it and make a knot. And then what you want to do to fringe it, you can take your smaller crochet hook or something sharp. You just pull these strands apart. Okay? Let's see if I can do that better right there. And you want to do it right here at the base. Where the sweater is. Here, I'll show you one more time. Fold them evenly. Okay? That's where we're going to work in. Go to your next stitch. Pull it through. Pull it up. Yarn over. And then pull both strands through. Like that. And you want to tie. Okay, and then you want to either take your crochet hook, there we go, and just split them. You can just split them one time. There you go. So you end up with like 4 strands instead of 2. And then this is the look that you get. Let's see if I can pull this up. Super fringy. It's very, very cute. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this fringe up, and then I will be back and show you what that looks like. Alright everyone, this is what the finished product looks like, our doggy poncho. And this is the fringe, and again I extra fringed it. That is totally optional, as well as the color combo. And then so is the collar or the turtleneck. And if you find that the front post and back post is a little bit challenging, go ahead and do like double crochets, even single crochets, or even half double crochets, whatever you're comfortable with. I just really like the rib look, so that's why I added that. I want to thank everyone for watching. I apologize for any confusion. Please comment, like, share the video. I'd love to hear from you. I do want to remind you that I am not a professional, and nor do I have professional equipment. I'm just trying to get my patterns out to my subscribers. And together, let's continue to crochet it forward. Bye now.